What is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with step function wait states. These step function states allow you to set arbitrary wait durations or introduce delays into your step function orchestration. They can be particularly useful if you're firing off a task and then waiting for it for a period of time to complete. But obviously there's many more use cases where this can be useful. So there's a couple different ways to use wait states. I have a step function example here, and I want to walk through each of the three different ways to use it. So for the first one here, we can see in this step function, we're going to start at the wait 3 seconds task. And that task is of type wait, and we're hard coding the duration here to 3 seconds. So this will do what you would expect. It will make your step function pause for 3 seconds before moving on to the next one, which is when we're waiting until a hard coded timestamp. So you can see that it's wait again, except that in this case, instead of setting a relative duration, so 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, etc., we're setting a absolute timestamp. So you can see here, this date is actually in the past. So this means that if you were to execute the step function, it would pass over this date immediately. And this is in ISO 8601 time format. It needs to conform to that format or else your step function will fail to execute. And then we can see after that, we go on to something called dynamic wait. And dynamic wait is an iteration of this one where we're waiting for a particular timestamp, except that we're waiting for a dynamic timestamp in the sense that we're reading off of the input to the step function, and someone's going to pass into the step function arguments a timestamp that qualifies in this format. And the key of the JSON object will be wait until timestamp. That'll be read off, and the value that's passed in will be the timestamp that we're going to use for the step function wait task. So that's essentially how this works. And if we look over on the right, we have the three different iterations. We're waiting 3 seconds, waiting until the hard-coded timestamp, which was in the past in this example. Then we have the dynamic one. So let's just go and give this a run. I'm going to click on Start Execution. And I believe it was wait until timestamp, if I'm not mistaken. And let's just paste in a date. You can see that's tomorrow, May 18th, 2020. And we're going to click on Start Execution now. And we'll take a look at the results. Unfortunately, it's obviously already been 3 seconds, but the tasks only get updated, I think, once every 10 seconds or so on the UI. Okay, so we can see that we successfully waited the 3 seconds. We waited until the hard-coded time, which occurred in the past, which is why it executed right away. And now we can see we're stuck on the dynamic wait, which will execute tomorrow in the evening. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of how step function wait tasks work. I have many more step function videos that I'll put on the right-hand side here. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's video. Thanks so much, folks, and I'll see you next time.